Hey everyone, it's Kimmy. I am Mama on a Mission. I am a 14-year online reseller on eBay, Poshmark, Depop, and whatnot. And today, and most Mondays, I do a ship with me video where I will show you exactly the items that sold for me over the weekend. I'll tell you how much they sold for, and I'll kind of package it up and share with you how much it's going to cost to get it to where it needs to go. So my Monday videos will be sales from the weekend. I do ship Monday through Friday and occasionally a Saturday, but all of these sales will be from Saturday and Sunday. And I will share with you the numbers here. If you don't remember, last weekend's video was a really good one. It was my best sales in like, what did we say? Almost 9 months for a weekend, for a 2-day period. Last weekend, in total sales, I did $579.17, which was amazing. I had some great higher price sales. And so if you're looking to learn more about items that are actually selling, right, that's the most important thing, is what's selling out there. Last week's video was a good one. And this one is going to be good too. Look at all the things, including this guy. If you don't, I did a video about him a week or two ago. But so let's do the numbers for this weekend. And this weekend was another great weekend. So I'm very happy, even though there's like this weird glitch, that whole internet thing going out there. There was a glitch with eBay. There was a glitch with whatnot. There's all these weird internet things going on out there. Check in, let me know. Did any of that affect you? People were saying they couldn't do their shows on Whatnot. They couldn't bid on Whatnot. eBay had some shipping issues. Then if you didn't see that other video I did about eBay, I got this weird ding on my account. It was saying all my items didn't ship, and it was just pure chaos. Pure chaos. So even with all those weird things happening out there, I still had a great weekend. So in total, for this past weekend, October 25th and October 26th, I did a total of $480.78, which is a fantastic weekend. That's 2 days in sales. And overall, that's still higher than my normal. I keep all this list of numbers over the year. Last week's was the best in a very long time, but 480 in a weekend is still a great weekend for me. I hope that I can still continue that. Here's my last 4 weekends. I did 385, 447, 579, which was last weekend, and that was a fantastic weekend, and then 480 is this weekend. So I feel pretty good about that. If I can say, like I said, in the $400 range, that would be great. Poshmark kind of, I don't know. These platforms are always so strange. eBay, I did $317.78. Poshmark only did $91, and I feel like, that's not great. It's not terrible, but it's not great. And Depop had 2 sales for $72 plus shipping. 2 great sales there. Depop, I always kind of say, is like a world of its own. Each of these platforms, in my opinion, have different clienteles a little bit, I feel like, between them. And the 2 sales on there are very solid sales that I'm not surprised sold there. So let's get to the shipping. I'm going to try to make this shorter than normal. And you guys know my Monday ship with me's are a little chatty because I like to talk to you guys, my friends. And we talk about what you did this weekend, what you cooked for dinner, what's going on with the weather. It's cold. It's colder, but not too cold. I'm in Wisconsin here, so we talk about all the things, but let's get to some shipping and get this ball a-rolling. Depop, this is one of the sales on Depop. If you guys remember, this was in one of my haul videos, I'm going to say 2 months ago, maybe less. It is a Northern Isles patchwork square print cardigan sweater. Here's the tag for you, Northern Isles. And they have some really nice sweaters. I love the colors. I said this is like a grandma square sweater, but it's a lot brighter and bolder. And so I'm not surprised this sold on Depop, excuse me, for $32 plus shipping. look for those grandma square sweaters. And this kind of had that like bright, bold color going for it. A little bit, you know, brighter and colorful, a little more artsy with the bright colors. So I do a lot of my shipping, since I'm mostly a clothing seller, in a bunch of these different poly mailers, and which really makes it really easy. But I do have a couple hard goods here. I do usually have a couple pairs of shoes to ship out. So easy peasy, into the poly mailer it goes. If you're curious which ones I buy or where I get them from, I have a whole list of links to things that I use basically every day, from my stickers to my diable label to my poly mailers. I've actually thought about even just doing a video, like a quick guide of the top 10 things you need to get started on an online reselling business. You know, because for some people who don't know and they're just learning, you don't know what you need to get. So Depop provides the shipping label for me, and so it will generate the label for me. And it's going out to Oregon. Fantastic. And there we go. That's a great sale. $32 on that granny square button-up cardigan. The brand is also something to know with that Northern Isles. And this was the second sale on Depop. These sold for $40. Now, Depop's kind of interesting because all of a sudden your items can start trending and people will start liking it, and you're getting all these notifications. Oh, so-and-so liked it. So-and-so liked it. I started to get a bunch of offers, and I went to go check an offer, and it said, this item is gone. And I was like, what happened? And someone had bought it outright on Depop. It's Harley Davidson. Can you believe I got these at the bins? Harley Davidson women's wedge heel sandal, size 9. I put biker, moto, motorcycle as keywords. They're studded. Look how cute these are. Some little biker babe's going to look so cute in these. Wedge heel. Harley Davidson is expensive. I have found that most of their more basic stuff like t-shirts are really sitting for me now. But look how good condition. I found these at the bins. Great, great sale. Both of those are fantastic sales. So I am very happy to move these, and that's great sales. The best thing about Depop is their fees are super low. It's like 3%. So out of a $39 sale, you get $37. So, but I do feel like a lot of things that sell on Depop are more style-based or trendy. The grandma square cardigan, Harley Davidson, wedge heels like this. It seems to be the case for me most of the time. So here's that box I've told you guys before. I ordered this through the eBay shipping supplies store. It's a 12 by 6 by 6. Since I have a eBay store, I get a coupon every quarter for shipping supplies, and I have found that this box works really well with my shoes. So I just have continued to buy it. I guess technically, I think I get 50 boxes for my $50 coupon code. There's different levels of eBay stores, and each one gets a different coupon. I don't think the most basic's only like $5 now a month. And I don't think you get a coupon code for that one, but I don't remember what it's called now. They've changed it so many times. What my level is called, of how many items I get per month and that kind of thing. So I did put some bubble wrap. These are kind of chunky though, so I'm going to see how this goes. Because these are the wedge heels. I did put them in a poly mailer, but yeah, because these are a little bit chunkier, I'm just going to break up. Where did I get this bubble wrap? From something my husband ordered. And everybody knows in my house that we reuse most of the shipping supplies we get with like Amazon orders and stuff. I'll recycle them and use them. So this was in some package. Whoop. So one of my tips for shipping things like this are, like, you want it nice and tight, but you don't want it too tight that something's gonna like implode the box. I always do a shake test. A little bit of shake is okay. You don't want it to be crazy. If you have something really important and you shake that thing and you can just hear it rolling around in there, not a good sign. You probably need some more padding, some more paper, those types of things. So those are my 2 Depop sales. Very, very happy with those. Solid, higher dollar amounts, low fees on Depop, which is always fantastic. So let's get to some other items. You guys check in. What'd you do for dinners this weekend? Always got to get a little bit of a food. Tonight I am making garlic chili chicken stir fry with rice. So I'm going to chunk up a bunch of chicken. I'm going to put it in a vat of like butter and oil and fry, not fry it, but like pan sear it and get a nice color on it. And then I make a, right to the food. I didn't even waste any time. Let's get right to the food. This is a great sale. I make like a soy, honey, garlic, kind of sauce, and then stir fry is just like, broccoli and peas and corn and whatever. This is one of my best sales besides those 2, which were great. They're both around $40, right? So, I think the cardigan was $32 and the shoes were $40. This sold for $45. Brunello Cucinelli, another brand to know. Brunello Cucinelli. I found this at a regular thrift store for $3.99. I remember almost like, I was like, what? Does that say Brunello Cucinelli? I have found this brand a couple times. It's just a women's white dress shirt, collared, very classic, modern, minimalist, kind of preppy. Just they are saying like these button-up shirts and stuff are very trendy right now. Even like the boyfriend shirts or wearing your boyfriend's dress shirts, button them, tuck them in the front, leave them out in the back. It's kind of trending right now. But regardless, if you ever find a Brunello Cucinelli, you probably want to look at it. $45 plus shipping. So even after my cost of goods, I made $32 on this. This sold on Poshmark. So a fantastic sale, a great brand to know. Another great sale. You guys know I'm a bread and butter girl, but I have been trying to, find some higher price point items. Obviously, we all want to do that if we can, when we can. And I do think that is helping with my numbers, because what I've noticed is I am selling more quantity, but within that quantity, some of my items are higher priced. Like last week, a couple of my items were in the 60s and 70s range, and that's obviously a higher price for me. Everyone has a different strategy, but when I can get in the $60, $70 range, I am very happy. I'm very happy. So, love my cute little fall poly mailers. Remember, Poshmark now, it's no longer a priority. I even have to remind myself of that. So that is a fantastic sale. I thought this was really cute. It sat for a while, so I'm not sure if I would pick this up again if I had the opportunity. It's Vera Bradley, which most of you probably know from them being a tote bag, purse, that's what they mostly sell. But this is a pullover sweatshirt in this really cute floral print. I found it at the bins. I just think people aren't really looking for Vera Bradley like tops because it's not really a super common thing. Most people who collect Vera Bradley collect the totes or certain messenger bags. This sold for $12 plus shipping, so my profit only ends up being like $6, which isn't great, and it did sit for a while. So I don't think I personally would pick up this item, and it was a size extra large. It was a great size, cute print. Love this print. Isn't it cute? They do like really nice color tones. All of her purses have like the cutest color combos. Most of my regular Goodwills right now are pricing Vera Bradley totes and bags at like $100. It's insane. Like and I have one myself. I actually have a backpack that I use, you know, when my kids and I go whatever to the park and I need to pack snacks, of course. But they're asking like $30 for them. I don't know if there's another run, like people are really, look at my cute floral poly mailer matches the sweater, kind of. I don't know if they're like really popular again and people are going crazy and they're paying that much, but $30 for a Vera Bradley, like you could go on eBay and buy one for probably the same price, if not cheaper, honestly. So I don't know what that's about. I find them at the bins all the time and I still pass on them sometimes because they price them so high around me. I don't know. Maybe there's someone in my area that really collects them and is paying that much, but I don't think you need to be. I think you could find them on Posh or eBay for cheaper, honestly. Oh, this is a different one. We'll pull out this. What are you guys having for dinner? Yeah, it's like, my kids love like the different like stir fries with like a kind of an Asian zing in there. So I'll do like orange chicken sometimes. I kind of switch it up. I'm a garlic girl. I was going to say maybe that makes me a vampire, but no, I think garlic repels vampires, right? So I guess I'm not a vampire, but I love garlic. So I do a lot with garlic. This is a fantastic sale. Ralph Lauren 100% merino wool made in Italy cardigan. $28 plus shipping. It was actually the black label. Ralph Lauren merino wools, right? We're in the season right now of wools, sweaters, alpacas, cardigans. You know, you can see here, look, this is a sweater, another sweater. There's another sweater underneath there. So it's sweater weather. People are thinking about it. If you have any long sleeves and sweaters, now's the time. They're moving. They'll move for another month or two probably until people start rethinking about their vacations and spring breaks and those types of things. But they're moving. So get them up there. This is actually going to a place in Wisconsin, which is always funny. It is 10 ounces. And since it's only going to somewhere in Wisconsin here, it's only $5.49. So that's a decent price for 10 ounces. What else do we do? So over the weekend, the other thing we did, the weekend is when I can get my husband to grill something. I need to learn how to grill. I mean, I could if I wanted to, but my husband's like the grill man. And most of the time during the week, he works anywhere between 10 and 14 hours. He's in construction. So on the weekend is when I can plan something for him to grill. And so I marinated a bunch of chicken, including chicken wings on the grill. I'm also a chicken girl, okay? So we've done chicken wings all in the oven. I've done them in the crock pot. I've done air fryer, smoker, grill. We do them all sorts of ways. And I marinated them in just a pretty basic Italian dressing, soy sauce, balsamic, and a bunch of seasonings. And they were honestly delicious. And I'm kind of picky about my chicken. Like, it can't be chewy. Your girl doesn't do it. I can't do anything with weird spots or, I mean, obviously I'm not that picky, but, So if the chicken, like, I've kind of finessed some good ways to make chicken, you know, where it's kind of crispy on the outside, but not dry on the inside. Can't be chewy, all the things. So yeah, it was delicious. You guys send me some ideas. You've already given me, I've literally wrote down I have a note in my phone where I put food ideas for, you know, the next couple weeks. And I have definitely put down some of the things you guys have said. because you guys have awesome ideas. Here's another thing that makes perfect sense that it's selling right now. I tell you guys all the time, I love finding velvet in fall, mostly fall, winter. This was a brand I really didn't know. It had novelty sizing. It says size 1. Shen, S-H-E-N. Silk Blend Velvet Burnout. I put it dark romantic goth in there. Look at this. Yeah, it's pretty. Very pretty. There's your velvet burnout. Makes perfect sense. It's selling right now. Women's medium, made in the USA, sold for $20 plus shipping. But I did not know this brand, Shen, New York. But $20 is a very solid sale for me. Going out to Iowa. And so I have a story to tell here. If you guys are still with me already. I said I was gonna do this in 30 minutes. I don't think that's happening. Go faster, Kim. Okay. There is one thing I wanted to tell you guys about, and I was very disappointed in myself, and that is because I couldn't find an item that I sold this weekend. And that's why I'm running behind and I'm supposed to be rushing through this video, because I ripped apart my whole storage area because I don't like letting people down. You guys know that. This is my job. I try to do a good job when I can't find an item, which doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it really just bums me out. And I was feeling so terrible. And I did finally figure it all out. And here's the thing. You guys know I use Nifty. I haven't really talked about it in a while. I love that thing. It's a reseller tool that helps me cross-post, delist, send out offers. And I do have a code that you can use that'll get you a discount and a 7-day free trial in my description if you guys ever think about it, because I really rely on it. And this is proof, because 3-4 years ago, before these reseller tools weren't as big of a thing, I manually listed, relisted, delisted all myself. And I have had at least 1,000 listings for years and years now. Right now I'm sitting at like 1,500 listings live on my platforms. So what I mean by manually delisting is I want it to be on multiple platforms because I do think it's helpful. And obviously you guys can see in my numbers that sometimes eBay's great. Sometimes Poshmark's better. Hey, I did $72 in Depop this weekend. That's great. So cross-posting really puts you out there, right, on other platforms. But when I had to manually delist, that meant every time I got a sale on one of the platforms, I had to run over to the other ones and delist it before it sold somewhere else. And I wasn't always good at it. I'm just being honest. I was not always good at it. And today was proof. One of the items was still on Poshmark. It had sold on eBay in 2022 after I did all this research. And I'm like, where is this item? Gosh, you guys know I'm an emotional wreck. I'm an empath. I feel a lot of feelings, and I just feel so bad that it sold a long time ago. And I was manually delisting things back then, and it sold on eBay, and I forgot to take it off of Poshmark. And that's how bad I can be at my job every once in a while. I mean, I am a human. What did they say? To human is to err, or to error is to be human. And I feel really terrible because I don't like letting people down. But it was a good reminder why I have the Nifty app, which now takes care of all of that for me and has for a couple years. And it pays for itself every month. I pay like $60 a month, and I have like most of all of the things. You don't have to do that, all the things. And it easily pays for itself all the time because of all the things it does. Delisting and the comfort of knowing every time I make a sale that Nifty's going to take care of it for me is very comforting for me. Also, obviously, it sends out offers, and it does it delists and relists for me and all the things. But today, that was the one thing I wrote down in this supposed to be quick ship with me video, was that I really it was a good reminder why I pay for it. I know it's worth the value. It pays for itself all the time. And that's why it delists the items once it sells for you. And it has a lot of platforms. I could be on, I don't even know how many platforms, honestly. I used to be on Mercari. I decided that wasn't worth it because I wasn't selling anything ever. There's other platforms that you could be on. You could use this tool and be on like 6 different platforms if you chose to do that. It just is worth the value, and a good reminder that it does those things for me. It delists when things sell, so I don't have to worry about it. And it's just another way that I can spend my time doing other things. And time is money. You guys know. That's why I said time is money. So when I'm sitting here trying to find this item and then I'm feeling down about it, it's just not worth it. That delister is, it's worth the money. Plus on the different platforms. I'm on 3 platforms. I think it does Etsy, it does Mercari. I could do Etsy with a lot of my vintage stuff because Etsy is a vintage platform and I sell a lot of vintage. So that's another place that I could potentially sell on. I don't think I even mentioned what that was. This is a women's, it's Tahari. It's a 100% merino wool. It was a black sweater. It sold for $16 plus shipping, which with Tahari, I am super picky about. It almost always has to have some kind of material connected to it for me to even consider it. Otherwise, I don't even look at it. Tahari, I would maybe pick up pure wools or linens, probably exclusively. So Tahari merino pullover sweater. It was solid black. It sold for $16. That's an okay sale. And honestly, this weekend I was really negotiating with people and accepting offers. Like after that weird outage thing happened and my eBay went down to boop, and I got that ding on my account that I talked about in one of my last videos, I was like, whoo, I need the sales. I need to reboot my platform here. I'm just going to accept some things, work out some offers, and it worked out. I have a lot of solid bread and butters. Here's another. This brand is Home, Homme. I picked this up because it's 100% organic cotton. It's a men's pullover long sleeve. I like these different materials, size large, made of organic fibers, and this sold for $14 plus shipping. Again, these are things that I look for at the bins. I don't really find this brand a whole lot. It's not really anything to write home about, but the brand is Home, Homme, but it was organic. $14 plus shipping, a little lower on the bread and butter side, but not terrible. So, going to Big Bear Lake. Whoa, okay. That sounds like a cool place to go. Big Bear Lake. So, organic cotton. In fact, someone on my Whatnot show the other night was like, I love that you care about materials. I had a couple things. I usually do have something, even in my Whatnots. A wool, a linen, a organic material. I think there was an organic in my Whatnot. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm the only one who cares about that stuff. I love the feel of materials. Yeah, I just love it. So that's what I was going to say about the Nifty. It was a bummer to not have that item for my customer. I always do feel bad. And like I said, just a good reminder that resell Nifty tool is worth it. And it always pays for itself. So if you ever think about it, I have a code. You get a 7-day free trial. And you get a percentage off, like a discount with my code or whatever. You guys know I love this brand logo. This is another, just a bread and butter here. Only $12, but this was a medium. Logo Lori Goldstein, medium tunic top. I put long line and legging look in here because it's just like a kind of a neutral brown color. But most of my logo, I'm sticking to plus size only. Otherwise, the smaller sizes do seem to sit a little bit longer. But going out to Pennsylvania. Yeah, so I spent way too much time. My husband, you know, he texts me on lunch and stuff, and he's like, how's it going? Mike, you want to know what's happening? No, I didn't. I'm not that crazy, but I was like, well, I can't find an item, and you know how that makes me feel, and I'm kind of bummed. Oh, well, life goes on. It happens. I just don't like it to happen. It happens. And yeah, I don't know. I know you guys always say I'm too hard on myself. I am. It's true. But I also don't like to not be good at my job, right? I mean, logo, Lori Goldstein, sticking with more unique pieces, prints, patterns, and bigger sizes, ideally, unless I get it at the bins. Here is another item that I used to consider a bolo, and now it sits for me, and I've heard other resellers saying this. This is such a nice item. These used to be more like $30, $40 bolo finds, but as with anything in reselling, things change. Barefoot Dreams. If you know this brand, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. There it is. Barefoot Dreams sweater. Their sweaters were a bolo. No joke, probably 2 to 3 years ago. And now it just sits for me. Luckily, I did get this at the bins. It is a little bit heavier, but I don't know if it's even worth my time anymore. Barefoot Dreams used to be a bolo. I hate when that happens, and you have to realize, that brand's not selling as well as it used to. Still a very nice item. They're expensive. It's the resale value. Super soft. Oh my gosh. Going to Idaho. Barefoot Dreams. Size large. Open front cardigan with pockets. Heavier though. Because it's a nice sweater. You guys do anything fun this weekend? My son had his last football game. That was sad. Always makes me sad when they're done with their seasons. I don't get to watch them anymore. 1 pound, 14 ounces is this sweater. So as you can see, that's pretty heavy for a women's large sweater. Going out to Idaho, it's going to cost $11.06. Little pricey. Oh yeah, I always get sad. I love being I love watching all my kids do all the things. They've been in band and they've done concerts and they've done various sports, and that's why I'm a mama on a mission. That's why I do this, so that I can be at whatever I need to be for them. So yeah, it's always sad when the season is over. If you've watched any of my whatnots, or mostly my whatnots, you get a sneak peek. Sometimes my kids come down and say goodnight to me. So my kids have made a few appearances on my whatnot shows. Yeah, because I do my whatnots usually later in the evening, because it's after all the things we have to do as parents, right? After I drove them around everywhere, after I made them dinner. That's why I have to do it at 8 o'clock at night, which 8 o'clock Wisconsin time, I think for some of you is like 6, 7, and some of you it's like 9, because I'm like right in the middle here. But yeah, my kids do make an appearance every once in a while. At the end though, so it usually around 9:30 Wisconsin time, I am getting done because I don't have the stamina. I can't. Your girl gets so tired. I'm telling you, those whatnots, they just tire me out. This is a really pretty find. J. Jill reversible. You guys know J. Jill. I talk about it a lot. A size extra large, reversible, open front tunic sweater in this lovely like peach color, but it's reversible. So you could do the tan with the peach on the inside or the peach on the outside. It's like a peachy coral, I would say. Very neat, unique item. J. Jill, again, is one of those I do try to stick with larger sizes, something unique. Sold for $25.87. going out to Oregon again. Very nice. I know a lot of people don't even pick up J. Jill. I try to make sure it's substantial enough. Again, it's not that J. Jill is an expensive brand and they have quality items. I own J. Jill items. I love them. But it's always about the resale value. Is the market there? Is the turnaround time quick enough? Is the dollar amount there? Reversible cardigan from J. Jill. Another heavier one. A pound, 4 ounces. And all the way out to Oregon is more expensive again for me because it's all the way on the other side. $9.31 to go out to Oregon. So, yeah. All right, we're making some progress here. We're getting there. A couple good sales, couple bread and butters. Then I got the crazy one in the back. So let's see if I can get this done here. Oh, I'm way over time already. Oh, boy. Oh, well, right? Such is life. There will be days like this. How many items? You guys check in. Let me know. I love hearing you guys' check-ins, what's sold, what you're doing. And I do try to get back to everyone. Sometimes I can't, but I really try to. This is LL Bean plus size 1X. Look at how big this is. It's a cardigan sweater. LL Bean 100% cardigan sweater, heavy knit. I put Nordic because it does have a little bit of that knit Nordic print. Sold for $28.78. That must have been a Nifty offer. Usually when it's like those weird dollar amounts. Usually when people send offers to me, it's like $25, $20, like an even amount. Usually if it's got a weird cents at the end, it's because my Nifty app, my Nifty reseller tool is set to send out like a 7% off offer. So it gets these weird amounts. Heavy though, another heavy one going out to Ohio. All the cardigan sweaters are all selling. Lots of great sales here. I have some other videos coming. I feel like that's always the case, right? About some things going on, so you'll have to stay tuned for those too. Life is funny, right? All the curves and things you have to go through and all the things happening. This is going to be another heavy one. Let's see. LL Bean 1X cardigan sweater. Woo. 1 pound, 12 ounces. Ohio's a little bit closer to me, so maybe this one won't be so bad. Oh, $6.54. Yeah, Ohio, it's what, 2-3 states away from me? Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, right? Do I know my states? $6.54. That's not bad at all. And a really nice cardigan sweater, honestly. All right, says I got 5 to go. Come on. Come on, baby. Let's get this done. What else? I love this. This is a style-based piece. I remember showing this to you guys maybe 3, 4, 5 months ago. Vintage. This is what I mean. I could go on Etsy with all the vintage stuff I pick up and I sell. Vintage cottagecore, women's size large, made in the USA. Button-up, prairie, Y2K. This is, yeah, cottagecore, prairie. See this crochet knit combined with this floral print. Look at this tag. What does it say? Knittables by Francine Browner. Knittables. There's a paper tag. Lovely cream color with the combo of the crochet and the floral print. $22.85 plus shipping. Cottagecore, prairie, yeah. Going out to California. A lot of like far places today, huh? It's a little bit more pricey to send out to like California and Oregon for me. But I did have that Wisconsin one. And a couple more items. Another organic here. Another brand, designer brand name. Great item. And away we will go. I am going to get back to more consistent what sold videos. I'm hoping for one time a week. I'm torn because I'm like, I don't want to put out too much content and bombard people and annoy them all the time. And I don't know how like YouTube feels about that. Because I do like doing my haul videos. I do like doing these videos. I know the what sold videos are very valuable because that's where you actually see what sells. So it's like, how many videos can I put out in a week without people being like, I'm tired of hearing about her or hearing her voice? I get it. You don't have to explain anything to me. I annoy myself sometimes. So yeah, I just need to really come up with a strategy. And but the what solds I do even like myself. So it's a good review on what is happening out there. So that cottage core is $7.17 out to San Diego, which is not terrible for California, just because it's so far from me. California is one of the most expensive places for me to ship to. All right, let's show you this organic cotton. It's Timberland, which is another brand I would not really pick up, but it was organic cotton. Even with it being organic cotton, this only sold for $10. So I think for the most part, I would pass. Because that's really not worth the pickup probably, even though it's organic. You know, sometimes it is like that. Men's size extra large, 100% organic cotton pullover, long sleeve. It's a good size too, extra large. Kind of a nice basic. I don't think there's much value in Timberland anymore, honestly. It's always sad. Value, reseller value. So this one is going out to Missouri. 13 ounces. Missouri is also kind of close. Let's see. It is $6.60 to get out to Missouri. What do you guys, we went to Home Depot. We had to pick up some things this weekend. And man, you know, it's just before Halloween, right? And there was Christmas stuff everywhere. You guys ready for Christmas? Is it too soon? I don't think it's too soon, really. But, I mean, not that I have a Christmas tree up or anything, but I know some of you are diehards. You've commented before. I mean, we went into a couple stores. The Home Depot was packed with Christmas stuff. Yeah, people are ready. Holidays coming. All right. This is my other really great Ralph Lauren sale. Ralph Lauren plus size 18W tiered dress. I put boho and prairie. It's this really lovely floral print dress. And it was great that it was an 18W. Sold for $22 plus shipping. So just, I would have thought it would have went for more. But I was like accepting offers this weekend. The fact that it sold for a dollar amount tells me I accepted an offer from somebody else and not the other way around. Like I'm saying, when Nifty sends it out, it usually has a weird number. So I just accepted an offer on this one and I'm happy to move it. Sometimes it's just got to get it out, move on to the next thing, get the sales going. I probably would have liked that to end more in the $30 range plus shipping. Oh well. Boho prairie dress going out to Washington. So again, this will probably be a little bit pricier. It is 14 ounces. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit pricier. $7.17. It's not even a pound. So did you guys look at if anybody's still here with me, I know these get so long. Did anybody look at actually, I know some of you commented that you also got those shipping dings. I looked all weekend and then this morning when I started all my work stuff, I checked and it had changed. So go back and check. If you are someone who got that weird ding on your account, even though you did ship your items out on time, it may have changed. So go back and look and see if they updated it. I don't know if it's everyone, if it's only people who, you know, I wrote the eBay, like I commented on something on the Facebook page. I don't know if it's fixed for everyone. So let us know if you go back and check and see if it's fixed. Because now my shipping time went back to 100% and all those dings are off. So I hope it stays that way. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's a video I put out, I think, on Friday about this weird glitchy thing that happened on eBay, and it made it look like I wasn't shipping my items out on time. These are a pair of Levi's 4236 Levi's 559 straight leg jeans. They sold for $12 plus shipping. My husband actually picked these up at the bins. He liked them because they had a long inseam. And he's right. Like, long inseams are harder to find. We have tall kids. And so he thought they, you know, they were worth saving. So $12 plus shipping out to Kansas. Yeah, my older son, he needs a 35 or 36 inch inseam. My younger son needs a 34 inch inseam. And, you know, most pants are 30 or 32 inch inseam, which is funny because my husband has short legs. I hope he never would. I have to say that. His inseam's 30 inches, but he's still 6 foot. He has a really long torso. So my kids got their long legs from me. Back in the day, I needed, do you guys remember Delia's? Or like Vanity? There was like a couple of these different mall catalog. You could look through like a book, brands, and that's where I got some of my jeans from, and I needed the 35 inch inseam for my legs. Now I'm getting a little shorter in my old age, so now I like a 33, 34 usually works for me. But my dad also has long legs. We're just big people. But yeah, it's hard to find those sizes, so I do even enjoy myself finding talls, longs, and helping our, you know, my fellow Sasquatch people out and finding those sizes that are harder to find. When my son wanted a pair of pants for homecoming, we even went into the big and tall section at Kohl's, and it was very limited. We didn't find a 36 inch seam. He settled for a 34, and luckily it looked just normal, like it hit right at the shoe, like it wasn't over the shoe, but it looked classy enough and it still worked. That's what we got him. So, all right, my last item here. I'm going to cut this off. Hopefully, if you are scared of clowns, you saw it in the background and already clicked off. I told you guys I did a video about this because it got removed on Depop. You can go back and watch this. This is a 1976 Mattel Jack in the Box. Obviously vintage, kind of a cool piece. I want to get into some more hard goods in 2026. I'm going to be talking about that coming in a couple new videos, but so I picked this up at a regular Goodwill. Actually, it was a Salvation Army for $3.99, and it sold for $28.81 plus shipping. So, and that's basically where a lot of these were at. 1976. So what was it, like 40, 50 years old? A great sale. So I'm going to package this up. And I'm going to get to the next thing because I'm running behind like always. Those are my sales. What did I say? $400 and something for the weekend. $480.78 for the weekend. If I can stick in the 400 range for my weekends, that would be great. We have, Halloween coming up and then the holidays. And a lot of my items really aren't giftable items. So when people say, oh, are you ready for Q4? Like, I am, but is it really going to make a difference? Because most people aren't really buying used clothes for Christmas. So it's always kind of a toss-up. We'll see how it goes. I'm very happy with these sales. Thank you for coming along with me. If anybody makes it to the end, you know I love you so much. Come hang with me on my Whatnots this week. I have 2 shows, Tuesday and Thursday. We chat, we joke, we laugh, we cry. So it's kind of fun to do that as well. And I have more videos coming. I love you all so much. I hope you have a great week. Sending all my love, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.